Oh, yeah.
What a thing for
Yeah.
people to drop in on. You
Oh,
are in the zone with Cranky and the Swagman, and Swagman's not doing anything as nasty as it sounds like he's doing.
oh, yes, lemon lime bitters.
All
G'day,
right, cool.
guys. Welcome to another episode of In the Zone. Now, I tell you what, at the start of that episode, usually we get a countdown, but my co-host forgot to tell me we're doing the countdown. Before I knew it, I'm sitting back in my chair and we're live. I've just gone to the fridge for a lemon lime bitters, so it's not as what you think it might have been.
You kind of announced that as I pressed the button to start recording, but anyway.
Oh, well, the kids are gone. It's now time to relax, chill out, talk some shit, and let's see what happens in this episode. I know it's a cracker of an
This
episode this week.
episode is going to be quite interesting because this last week I did the same thing that I did for our last recording, which was I put the question out there on Shonky traffic controllers. Let's hear your creepy or supernatural stories. Has anyone experienced some spooky shit while on night shift? And once again, the TCs did not disappoint.
They never do. There's always some good crackers going on.
Well. Let's get straight into them, shall we?
Let's do
All
it.
right. So, Jamie has been the first to comment. Um,
Yes.
and she said noises in the Pilliga. Screaming on a back road turned out to be wildlife, but the screams and calls for help were actually foxes imitating sounds.
Oh, no way. So it
Yeah,
actually sounded like someone screaming for help, and it was actually just another animal.
it's obviously just a fox going yep, or something like that. Whatever
Oh, I love it.
fucking sound foxes make, all right. What does
Love
the
it.
fox say? Um,
Yeah, I
stuffing
love that
song.
one.
Apparently, an interesting fact about that song is that foxes actually do make all the sounds that they make, that they put in the song.
No way. Really?
Yeah, they do. Um, there's a less short one. Here we go. Jen has tuned in and said, "Yes, I have. I was about 8 months into doing traffic control and was positioned on the side road near the site office. It was really dark that night, and the only light I had was the light tower. And I swear that I felt like someone was hanging around. And like, you know how you feel just that presence of somebody else in the room, even if there's no one there.
Yeah.
You ever had that?
I've yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah. So I digress. And the next thing I know, felt like someone came up behind me and poked their fingers into my sides. I jumped and looked around, and no one was around. Absolutely nothing. I'd been in that position before and felt nothing around. And even other nights after that, nothing. It was a weird one-off.
No way. That's insane. Yeah.
That is
I
insane. That's
have
like,
had that happen, like, where you're in an unfamiliar place and it's dark, and all of a
uh,
sudden it's like you feel something that's near you or watching you, or like a presence almost, and I wanna say it's like a friendly ghost. But if you've ever watched the Netflix series Ghosts, we all know that some ghosts are just not that friendly.
yeah,
So
no.
you never know. It could be a family member that's just coming to haunt you for the night. That wants to pull had a granddad pass
Wants to
away, or an auntie that loved to pull the piss out of you while they were alive. It's probably them.
Yeah, could be someone just going, "Hey, I'm
I'm
here."
here.
Just so you
Talk
know,
to me.
someone, like you said, someone who might have been a bit of a smart ass family member or something. It's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm watching you." Poke, poke, poke.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm keeping you company. I'd be one of those ghosts too. I'd 100% stalk the living shit out of people just to scare the crap out of them.
Oh yeah, I would too.
100%. Yeah.
I'd hang around. I'd
I
hang around the kids, and like if they decided to take their girlfriend out into the bush for a bit of nookie, I'd be the ghost that starts rocking
Oh,
the car.
yes. Oh, 100%. Just
I'd
start
leave.
making it rain out of nowhere. Your ghost power is making it rain.
I'd leave. I'd leave hand marks on the window.
Yeah, wait for the windows to fog up and just go, "I'm watching you." Write it in the window.
Stop being nasty.
Your father
Brendan.
sees everything.
Bre- Brendan says I was working a night shift for a fatal accident in the middle of God knows where. Closest town was 40 k's away, and me and my offsider had each end of the road closed. All night I had this gut feeling that that the person, may they rest in peace, was walking up and down that road not knowing what happened.
Wow. No way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's yeah, especially when it's that fresh. Like,
Yeah.
that's where you need some of those, paranormal, machines, the tech boxes that can alert to whether there's paranormal activity.
Ah, the spirit boxes.
Yeah, the spirit boxes, yeah. That
It's
would be
funny,
sick.
it's funny watching those lives on TikTok. I don't know if you do that, but I do occasionally, and like because some of the frequencies that those spirit boxes scan are FM radio frequencies, so
Yeah.
they'll be talking to the ghost, and then like out of nowhere, the song will start playing, and then it'll cut back to the ghost again.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I truly believe we're not alone here.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely not.
we're like, of course, there's, we already know there's aliens. It's now documented. The USA has quite a lot of documentation that they've now released on it, saying yes, they are here.
Mm,
We
mm.
don't know how to handle the situation. They are a threat. But what do you do? And I truly believe that the ghosts are in the same situation. They are here. It's just whether they choose to communicate with you is that prerogative, I guess. It's
Well, I think
there is a
it's
life after death, I guess.
yeah, I think so, and I think it's got a lot to do with the amount of energy that these spirits can muster up as well. Because
Oh,
apparently,
100%.
it takes tons of energy for them to like manifest anything.
Yeah.
So in those sort of situations, yeah, you'd have energy from like the light tower or energy from the people around,
Mm.
and that's what gives people that creepy or sickly feeling when there are ghosts around, because there's actually something sapping your energy.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Could you imagine having a shower and then just thinking about ghosts going, "You know what? What if they're watching me right now while I'm in the shower?" Like, would you ever shower naked again?
your your ghost might be a bit of a voyeur.
Yeah, one of those people that love the public action.
Me- leave, leave me alone, you pervert ghost.
All of a sudden, you get out of the shower from a steamy shower, and you look in the mirror, and it's just like, "I was here." Uh, I'm
Oh,
so gonna do
yeah,
that to my
yeah,
wife.
you hear like Herbert from Family Guy's voice drifting up the pasture. You know I'm here, Cringe.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Mm.
Oh, speaking of that as well, there's been quite a few comments on that page on that as well,
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
status. That is
45
insane.
comments.
That is insane.
I can't believe I uploaded a TikTok, one of the grabs from this show the other day, and it's got like 800 views now.
800.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that's the
I
most.
just tried to get my camera to work again. For some reason, it doesn't wanna work, and I don't wanna have to sort of shut down to then reset just to get it going again. So, I had it going
I'm
before, and it's decided to shit itself, so
That's no problem. I'm having the same sort of issue with my mic, actually. I've really just got it here for show. I'm actually using the computer's built-in mic.
Oh, oh, yeah, it's just the headset's just for show.
No, no, no. The headsets so that my wife behind me doesn't hear everything that we're talking about, but
Oh, yeah.
noise cancelling as well. I can sort of focus on what I'm reading here. But I digress. Somebody said, Aaron said, no ghosts, but I had an ice junkie chick at casino. There's no surprise there. Har- harass me night after night, and she wanted to hop in the ute with me. That's creepy enough.
What? That is 100% creepy. That is, that is almost borderline VRO or some sort of injunction order. Oh, maybe she just fancied you.
Oh, 100%. It might have been all of them.
Oh, easy.
Some just some crazy shit going on in this woman's head. Maybe she believed that he was the ghost.
Oh,
She might have
100%.
believed that he was some sort of returned husband or boyfriend that had passed away before. Now,
Oh,
just let me get in the
100%.
ute with you one last time, darling.
You're going in the back boot with the cable ties and the duct tape around the mouth. You ain't going home, love.
You'll be coming home dressed as a boxing bag.
Oh, 100%. And this would be a good time to say as well, we have grown quite a bit on our Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I have denied quite a few people this week, just because they don't answer the questions. So if you don't answer the questions and you're listening to this and you're like wondering why you keep getting rejected to be on our Facebook page, you have to answer
Mm.
the questions. Otherwise, you're not getting
Because
accepted.
please,
Um,
that one top question is the most important question. Do you might actually one day see a picture of yourself or at least your crew on our page? And it's happened before. We've had people get in touch with us and say, "Hey, that one picture was actually of me. I'd like you to take it down." No, the picture's not getting taken down. You're getting taken down.
yeah. You just get removed from the page.
So,
So the whole point of the Shonky traffic controllers is so it gets reported and draws awareness. It's not there to embarrass anyone or cause any offense. The
mhm.
page is used for multiple uses, reporting Shonky shit and having a laugh. In saying that,
And the
thank you to
occasional
the
meme.
3,600 people who have joined and have
Mhm.
answered the questions correctly. Thank you. We hope you are enjoying the page. We love seeing your posts. And again, we do filter the posts if we think they are borderline offensive or Facebook or Meta will have a go at us
Mm,
about,
mm.
then we won't post it. So if your post gets rejected, it's not saying that, hey, we're just not going to post any of your posts. It's just, it's borderline against their policies. We've got to be careful because I had a post that apparently I posted. Somebody reported it as sexual content. This was a 3-second video of a blacked out screen with no audio, and it was reported as sexual content on the Shonky traffic controllers. It was me just
What?
fiddling around in the
Why?
back business end, just trying to test the uploads and all that sort of thing, playing around with the back
Mm.
end. In the space of the 5 seconds that it took me to try and get a hold of it to take it down, we had a massive power outage. So I couldn't take it down. Now, somebody in their whole of wisdom reported that as sexual content. And for the last month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, I've had Facebook saying, hey, the admin has posted something that's sexual content. And I've appealed it. And do
Mm.
you think they've even bothered to look at it, respond to it? Nah, let's just harass him with
I
a
bet
bunch of
not.
notifications saying that it was against moderation alerts, is what they put it as, and
Because you
reportable
can't
content.
actually you I get those notifications about that post as well, being an admin, and I there's nothing I can do about it either. Like,
No.
as since it was actually the page moderator that put the video up, there's bugger all I can do. Like, they just give me the notification and I'm like, okay, cool, now what? Can I take it down?
Can
And
I take it
it's like,
down? I sat here trying to,
no.
report, remove post, listened to the video and it was just 3 seconds of complete silence. So we do have a Karen on our page who is going around reporting posts. Now,
So
here's the
we
funny part about that. If you report posts multiple times and Facebook keep knocking it back, Facebook
Mm,
will not only remove you from the page, but you'll be banned for like a 2-week period for what they call harassment spamming.
yeah.
So be
So
careful with
I
what
mean,
you report.
again, we are really sorry if your sex life does consist of 3 seconds of silence in a dark room. But that was not sexual content, okay?
Yeah.
But
I want to apologize to all those who can only last 3 seconds. Uh, Rest in peace.
that's all
I
right.
hope
Apology
everything's
accepted,
working out.
Swagman.
Can't see me doing the whole, head to shoulder thing, but that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, dear Jesus.
Yep,
So
yep.
what other scary stories have we got, or have we just got a lot of shonky shit?
I will bring up one more thing that I've had to ban. I've actually had to ban people for now because please do not advertise. It's straight up one of the rules. Don't advertise stuff on the page unless you've talked to us first about it.
100%.
Like those stupid traffic
100%.
control T-shirts that those guys flog on the other pages. You know how many times I've had to delete those dumb posts, and it's all from the same bloke. I actually had to ban him.
Yeah, no, I don't know why they were trying to post it on Shonky traffic controllers. I don't think the t-shirts are even that good. I had a quick glance at them. I'm thinking, the
Mm,
fuck is it doing on here? Now, the only reason we advertise on our page is is our sponsors. I
yeah,
was just
yeah.
quietly choking on my own burp. So that's why you'll see things like Swag HQ, On Track Meals, Simo's Butchers, or anyone else that we bring on board as a sponsor. That's what you'll see on the
Yeah,
page. We do try to keep politics out of it. Every now and again, something might get thrown in there because why the hell not?
that's it. But anyway, on with the creepy stories. This
Yes.
one wasn't. This one's not so much ghost related, but it's Scotsman related.
Yes.
Um,
Okay.
in Brisbane City, half a dozen Scotsmen came out of the casino in kilts, pissed. Guess what they showed me?
Well, do I want to answer it?
They- I'll give you one guess.
Bear ass.
No, the front of the kilt went up.
Oh no.
She's
Oh
she
Jesus.
says, not only that, but it was an old Scotsman. old,
Oh
old,
no.
old fellas just walked straight past and lifted the front of the kilt up.
Left it up. Check that out. Now that could be done as, and I have seen it. Could be done as indecent exposure. So be careful with your
Mhm.
kilts. Somebody might get offended by that small pecker.
If you have particular trouble with your kilt staying down, maybe get some weights or rocks and put them in your sporran or something.
Yeah, because that'll help. Yeah.
That's a personal problem. I've had to deal with. No, I'm kidding. I don't even have a kilt. I should. I should. My family actually has a tartan, but anyway. Um, Here we go. Yasmin has said 3 a.m. driving to work out of my suburb. See this massive hippo-sized figure crouching on the side of the road with no reflection. It was just this massive black mass of nothing. And I felt dead cold for some reason and felt the old keep driving, do not stop. Again, if you hear a
Oh,
noise in the
yes.
bushes, you mind your business.
Yeah,
Um,
that gut feeling that tells you to keep driving, listen to your gut feeling.
mhm. When
Uh,
I came when I
yeah.
came home in the afternoon, I checked the area and there was nothing there.
Oh, no way.
But that would have been an interesting thing. Like imagine seeing something that's not quite a discernible shape, but it's about the size of a hippo. And I can tell you, hippos are fucking scary. They're not
Yeah, but
small.
what area is it that you would think, "Oh, that's a hippo?"
Um, Honestly, let's see. Blah, 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 blah.
Like, do
No,
we even have hippos here in Australia? Like, well, this close? Like, you'd have to be pretty far out.
I don't think even our zoos have hippos.
No. Well, I know
Like
Perth
I
one does,
know,
but yeah, I
really
haven't seen them in the
cool.
wild. Yeah. Yeah, we got a couple of
Sydney has
hippos here
a
in the
Western Sydney Zoo has a rhino, but not a hippo.
I know Australia Zoo, they've got a hippo. But
Oh,
they're
okay.
from Africa.
Yeah, yeah. Hippos are pretty much entirely from Africa. Um, Josh, Mark has weighed in, and it's quite a useful way, and he just simply says, "My missus." I don't know.
Oh, that's
That
funny.
might be a scary enough thing to see on site, depending on what you've been doing beforehand.
Has he just done that through the post as well? And his
Yeah,
reply was
yeah.
my
Just said that.
missus.
Just his reply, "My missus."
Oh
Um,
Jesus! Next minute she sees the
I
post.
don't. Oh shit! Out comes the knife, and then
That's
he will
it.
be the ghost. Um,
Oh,
Joshua. Joshua says driving down Cunningham's Gap Range, coming back towards Brisbane at 2 a.m., and saw what looked like an Aboriginal man with the red sash pants run in between me and the B double 100 meters in front of me, and then disappeared into the guardrail. Apparently, many years ago, there was an Aboriginal killed on that stretch of road, and his ghost still wanders that part of the highway.
no way.
Hmm. That reminds me a lot of some of the stories we hear about the Wakehurst, not the the Wakehurst Parkway here. It's got the same sort of
Man, if
stigma
I
around
seen
it.
that, I would have freaked out, pulled up the handbrake, pulled over and gone, "What the fuck did I just see?"
Oi, brother, you real?
Like, how fast are you traveling to have someone literally running between you and a B double on
Well,
what he said was a freeway or a highway?
Cunningham's Gap Range, so I'm guessing it's a highway.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's a 100-meter gap, so I mean even if you're doing 110 or so, that's a decent amount of
Yeah.
space between car A and car B.
You're also running.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if they're at speed or if they're not at speed, like, how fast was this bloke running to just disappear as well? Like, that's just crazy shit. That's 100% ghost.
And that is that makes you wonder, does disappeared mean like he jumped over, or disappeared mean he just vanished?
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
just straight through. And did the truck driver see him? Like,
Yeah, the truck driver would have seen someone standing on the side of the road at least if it was a real person.
oh, 100%. You would have seen brake lights or something. See, this is why dash cam's always good because
Mm,
it's
mm.
weird how cameras can catch ghost figures.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and you obviously see a lot of it on YouTube. You type in ghost caught on camera,
yeah.
and you see it all the time,
Mm.
CTV or dash cam where they get caught up. This is why I have dash cam because if something like that shit happens, oh, straight up, I am posting that.
Oh, 100%. Shane has weighed in with a pretty lengthy one. So it's got to be good. It looks like it's going to be good. I've read about halfway through it while you were talking just then. And he says, I haven't really seen any freaky shit apart from general road users, but I got flown out west for a bridge closure once. It was a 24-hour bridge closure. I got the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift after a couple of nights, and only 3 local cars showed up for a sticky beak. I started shutting my truck down, even beacons and arrow boards, in the dark out west with no trees. I mean, you'd know this pretty well, Swagman.
Yeah.
At all, you couldn't actually see anything coming. No, you could actually see anything coming better with all your lights off, and they were over 8 kilometers away. Um,
What?
yeah, when you saw their lights oncoming, this all went great for about 2 weeks. Oh, okay. So he's saying you could see the car's headlights coming like 8 Ks away, and you know there's something on its way
There's something there. Yeah.
because I mean, I know such highways as well. I grew up in the country, and you can. I mean, I used to go out to the pub, and then once the pub would shut, I'd sit on the Snowy Mountains Highway and just see. I'd be looking at the hill in the distance. That's like maybe 10 k's away from there. Um, and yeah, you'd see one single set of headlights coming, and you're like, okay, cool. That's a tourist coming in for a late night stop or something. Um,
It's always good
so
at night time in the outback because you don't have the hustle and bustle and the lights that are surrounding the city. When you're in the outback,
yeah,
it's literally pure black darkness. And people that have never experienced the outback or ever gone out there probably going,
mm,
oh, there's nothing special about it. Until you've been out there, switched off your lights, sitting in the middle of the bush without a street light around, and I mean a street light for miles, you have not experienced blindness until you have been out real deep in the bush.
that's it.
Um,
Anyway, I digress. Sorry, go on.
no, you're right.
Mm,
Yeah.
I'll go on with this bloke's story. He says, this all went great for about 2 weeks. Middle of the night, one night, I was out beside my truck making some dinner, probably an on-track meal. Um,
Yeah.
when I heard
On
these,
trackmeals.com.au.
I, I heard three strange noises whistling overhead, followed by three very loud cracks in the air. About 30 seconds later, the biggest pack of wild boars I've ever seen came running diagonally down the road towards me, followed by even more loud whistling noises and cracks. But this time, a whistle went ting really loudly as it collided with my sign rack.
No
Okay.
way.
Right then, I realized there were a group of people with guns hunting, okay, those pigs, and I was right in front of them. I guarantee you will never see a truck go from complete blackout to full bells and whistles while the driver is hiding underneath it. It was full disco mode for 12 hours straight every night from then on. I never went dark again. Fair enough, dude. I wouldn't be going dark either.
Oh, no way.
So
Like,
these cracks and whistles were bullets going overhead.
fucking hell. So if he had stood up or just even been
Hmm.
an inch in the wrong direction, they could have ended up shooting a bloke instead of a pig.
Yep.
Oh
Especially
my
since
god.
he's out there in the dark. They're looking for things that are moving. They're not expecting to see
100%.
another person out there.
Yeah, no, it's and that's the weird thing about the outback is you gotta be so prepared and so careful. You've
Mm,
gotta
mm,
prepare for the unexpected. That's one of them.
yep.
So, luckily for me, we carry, 2 beacon lights, which are just cigarette lighter beacon lights, but we've also got the backup where you can turn it into your battery. So you can put 2 AA batteries in and sling that on your roof, and all of a sudden, you've got fucking disco party lights going in the middle of pitch black darkness. And it's for those
Yeah.
situations exactly. Also carrying flares when you're out there. So if you do get yourself into shit or you've got something like that happening, you can shoot a flare out
Yeah.
to say, hey, I'm fucking here.
Well,
um,
I think. Sorry. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go
yeah,
on.
no, that was it.
No. Okay. I was going to say that we could go for a quick little ad break, and then we'll be right back after
No
these
worries.
messages.
G'day, guys. You obviously know who this is. It is SwagMan. That's right, the king of the beast of In the Zone. Usually got me co-host here today, but I tell you what, we're just having a break, small interval, while I tell you about on-track meals. So, you ever been out on site with your stomach rumbling like a freight train, and all you got is a smashed banana in your bag from 2 shifts ago? You know that shit's going to be black as black. So you ain't eating it. It's going to look miserable. It's going to look like shit. And then you're going to start thinking, fuck, should have gone down and hit the servo with the rest of the boys, got that pie out of the pie warmer. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to save you the hassle and the disappointment of all that. Something better for you. Something that's called on-track meals, hot, tasty, and made for folks like us. Working long hours, keep things moving. You know, we only get what, a 15-minute break sometimes, and if we're lucky, we might get 30 minutes. So I can tell you, your best avenue for on-track meals to use your time in that 15 minutes is to pop one of these bad boys in a hot heater bag. So here we go. And the best part is of these meals is there is a large variety. And if you use the code word in the zone 10 in all capitals, you'll get a further 10% discount at the checkout. Not bad, huh? On track meals, slow cooked, quick to eat, perfect for people who take their time, but still get the job done. Anyway, I'll see you back at the episode. Take it easy. Get on to it, guys.
Yeah. So that was quite an interesting story, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's insane.
I
Like
mean,
I'd
that is
I'd hate
insane.
to be out in the outback and have whistling sounds. Like when I would, if I was to hear a whistling sound, I'm hitting the fucking floor. Like 100%, I'm hitting the deck, and I'm getting those party lights going, because I ain't gonna be taking a risk when you're listening to that shit flying past.
That'd be a lesson you'd only have to learn once.
100%. You'll end up having a story for your wife. Murder in the outback just recently out here in WA.
Especially if they're not using like any serious sort of gun. If they're only using like a 22 or something, you probably wouldn't even hear the shot. You just hear the ting on the signs, and you'd be like, "What the fuck was that?"
And you want
No,
to hope
that
they're at
was
a
a
fair distance away as well. So if it
yeah,
does hit you, it's not going to go so deep. So you've got a chance of survival.
yeah. You'd be like, "What the hell was that? Must have been a really big insect or something." And then you find out the hard way with the next one that their
Yeah.
their aim wasn't that far off.
Oh, 100%.
And another thing out there are no hospitals, are there?
No, no. And to be perfectly frank, you can be sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours away from your closest hospital.
Mm.
There's even by the time you call the ambos, they're going to send out a paramedic via helicopter. Even by the time they get there, you're still looking at an hour, hour and a half before they get there, and they're not going to have doctors on board because they're going straight from where they are at base, coming straight to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so it's always handy as well to carry an EPIRB.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
if you do get into these situations, now I know they're only a couple of $100, but you can pick them up cheaper. It is worth just carrying these kinds of emergency devices with you, because yeah, if you do get bit by a deadly snake or something like that, and you know you're
Mm.
4 hours away, fuck, I'd be hitting that
Yeah, yeah.
EPIRB and I'd be driving, because your EPIRB will follow wherever you go. It's not just oh, your EPIRB was in this location, this was its last known spot. It'll track wherever you track, and the rescuers will find you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
That's it.
yeah, be
Although,
prepared when you go out there, people.
seriously, to all those city people out there, go out to the outback or at least a rural area at least once in your lives. You've got to see what it's like to not have streetlights and buildings around.
Oh, it's and you'll love it. Just sitting back in your deck chair, looking up at the sky and seeing the millions of stars. Now, obviously, you go, oh well, if I wanted to look at stars, I'd go in my backyard and just look up the
Mm,
sky at night.
mm.
Nah, nah, nah.
It's
It
different.
is it is
Totally
different.
different.
You literally feel as if you're not on Earth. It is that secluded, and the only thing you will hear, if you're lucky, is the mozzies or
Mm.
the crickets, and that's if you're lucky.
You might, yeah, you'd hear the crickets, you might hear the bats, you might hear a few other things, but just seriously go and do it because here in the cities, you have this you have this ambient light that's like no matter how out country you are, you think you are. Okay, say you're in a place like Austral, which is really a suburb of Sydney, or you're in a place like Campbelltown, where I live. Um, you think that's pretty rural. It's not. It's
Nah,
there's still that haze of streetlights, and that blocks
yeah.
out a good maybe 40% of the stars you see. Go up to go out to some place like Adaminaby or Yukonbean or these are places in New South Wales, by the way, or even go like north or west. and spend a night outside, you will truly see what the stars look like because you can't see the stars in Sydney. Well, you
Nah,
can, but not as well.
that's not as good. I went, backpacking in Sydney, and I was like, "Damn, where are the stars?" Like, there's just nothing, like, you couldn't actually see them, because all the buildings, they just light up the sky, so you don't actually get that pure darkness to be able to see it.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
if you're in WA going out to places like Pines Gap or the Northern Territory, and
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
deep, into bushland, or even Kalgoorlie ways, Albany, just
Mm.
getting away, and as you're heading in there, just pick out the most darkest spot you can see and just look up, and you'll be amazed. You got to
One of
try it at
my
least once in your life.
one of my favorites is Mount George. Go up to Mount
Yeah,
George. This is here in New South Wales. Go to Mount George. It's not very far from Sydney, and just the stars you see from there are insane. I mean, there's like a little lookout thing on top of the mountain that you can actually go up to and see stars just from horizon to horizon.
that's
No light,
insane.
no nothing. You go out there, you turn the car off, it's dead silence except for crickets and whatever other little insects might be around, and it's just you, nature, and the stars.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the station that I went to just while
Mm.
you're telling that as well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if I can find it, because if you can get out there
yeah.
now, you've got
Mm.
Murchison House Station. You go out towards there. Now you're real deep when you start getting out to those places, and you just look up. You will be amazed at what you see.
Yeah.
So if you're in WA, check that out.
But anyway, moving along, this next story is pretty sad. It involves a death, unfortunately. Um, shall I go on, Swagman?
Yeah,
Shall I read it? Yeah.
continue on.
So Rhonda has weighed in and said, I had a stolen car speeding through sight and hit my bestest ever team leader slash friend and confidant. It hit him so hard. His name was Brendan Morland. Um, Brendan Morland was the crew leader. It hit him so hard that he reached the top of the lamp pole, so the top of the street light. He flew that high. Um, Sadly, and so very unfortunate this happened. We lost one of the most easygoing, chilled out, bestest friends I've ever known. Not a day goes by without thinking of him. Rest in peace, Brendan Morland from Mackay.
No, and that was a traffic controller.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part about our job. People just go, "Oh yeah, just go be a traffic controller, do your 3-day course." Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm,
No, it's not. It's the reason why you can walk into traffic control is because nobody wants to do it. That's
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
reason there is so many jobs in traffic control. It's not because the job is shit. It's not well, the job is shit. Let's not lie. The job is crap. You get your good
It
days, you get
is.
your bad days, but it's a shit job. You're constantly just getting abused by the public. uh, Again, good and bad days. But this is the kind of high risk situations you're dealing with. Is intoxicated drivers or out of control drivers, your life is always on the line. So your head has to be on a swivel. Um,
Mm,
Now, the best thing that's just been released by WorkSafe, and I think it's going to improve the situations and stop traffic control companies from going on Google Earth. The new rules and regulations are, and I do believe this is going to be and is rolled out across the whole of Australia,
yeah.
is that you need to record your job site. So your planners
Mm,
that obviously make your TGSs for you, so you know how to set up and what you're setting up before your job. They
yeah,
now have to
yeah.
go out there and have video evidence that they were out there and that they have personally seen the site that is being set up on, because obviously half the traffic controllers' arguments with WorkSafe, where these guys are just using Google Earth. They're not actually going out there looking at the site. Now,
Yeah,
how many
a lot
sites
of
have you
them
been
don't.
to? And you know damn well that your plans ain't matching what's there in front of you because obviously it's the roads have been adjusted by the council or they're just completely incorrect altogether. How many times have you had a job like that?
Oh, mate, even on the project that I'm working on now, there are instances where I've had to completely rewrite a TGS and get my boss to officiate it really because he's still got to send it in and run it through the company that we
Yep.
are working with because they have to approve it. All because I've turned up and the TGS that he has sent me that's already apparently been approved, um, it just doesn't work because there's a building in the way or a tree in the way or
Yep.
something, and I have to completely change a sign placement or a change a part of the setup because of this one particular thing or two particular things, whatever, and it just it just doesn't
It doesn't
work.
work out.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
And
here's
that's what I
the
love. That's what I love about that law changes. Now they
mm,
must do that. If they fail to do that, and something goes wrong on that site, whether it be an assault or someone dies, oh my God, are they in the
yeah,
shit?
yeah,
Because it is now regulated and written that they must have it. This is to stop these guys being PC jockeys and just
mm.
going, TGS, oh yeah, I know that area, la la la, send it off to the traffic controllers. And
Put a few pictures on Google Maps and boom, send it.
and off you
So
go.
so here's the interesting thing, right? I recently went for an interview as one of those planners, a job interview. Um, I don't know. I want to do more with my life. Really, I don't
Yep.
want to be stuck holding the stop bat until I'm 60. So anyway, I got offered an interview with these people as a planner coordinator, and it sounds like this company that I went with already does that.
That's
The
awesome.
part of the planner coordinator's job is to travel to each job site. If you're writing up a TGS, you have to go and at least look at the thing. I don't think they're making a point of having to record it yet, but we got to at least look at it.
Well, that's what's just been changed now. It's only in the last couple of weeks that it's come in, but you must now record every site that you go to where you're going to be implementing a TGS or a plan or some form of traffic control. It has to be recorded and documented, not by the traffic controllers,
Mm,
but by the
yeah.
people that have to go out there and create these documents.
So my current company has someone who does that.
Yeah,
Right?
awesome.
He goes out and no, I'll get to that. um,
Here we
like
go.
for what he is, he's not that bad at it, but he's not a traffic controller, and he never has been. Right?
Yeah,
So
that's a
he
problem.
goes out and scopes the job sites for the gas side of things, not the
Yeah.
traffic control side of things. For
Right.
traffic control, he might include maybe one or two photographs in the what do you call it? What's the word? It's just in the scope of works.
Scope. Yep.
But even then, it's usually like just one click looking that way down the street, one click looking that way down the street from the front of the house, and then that's
Yep.
all we get. Although I will say that as a traffic controller, I am lucky in our industry to even get to look at the scope of works as it is. A lot of traffic controllers can easily say that they don't get that honor.
Yeah. 100%. A lot of them don't even get that. They get a Google map, or they get a printed map of the area with
Yeah.
no photos or
Mm.
anything, and they're flying blind essentially when they turn up.
A lot of TCs will turn up, especially the crew leaders. They'll turn up to the site and go, "Okay, cool. It's all well and good that I have my TGS and I've got my ROL and all, my council permit. But excuse me, mm, my count. I've got all the permits I need. But what are we actually doing here?
Yeah. Yeah, what is it that we're actually setting up? What is it that we're having to do?
Yeah,
And there's been jobs where I've actually turned up with my crew leader,
yep,
and
yep.
the only thing we know is, oh, we've got to go meet the job manager on site. obviously we've got a fair idea of what we have to do because we'll have the TGS and we're like, oh yeah. But then when we
Yeah,
get to the
yeah.
site, we're looking at it going, hang on, what the fuck? This isn't going to work for what's already been set up and what works have already been completed.
Mm,
So then
yeah,
we go and speak to the manager or the site manager, going, "Hey, where do you want traffic control?" And it's not even close to what's written on the TGS. It's as
yeah.
if it's just printed. That one will do. Print that. Yeah, give it to them. Off you go, boys. See you later. Like it, every job is
Mm.
different, and
It's
I'm
like
I'm glad these changes have come in.
that's true. Me too. Me too. Because like I know with the company I'm with now, you can they send you out the scope of works. I'm pretty much guaranteed to know the crew and know exactly what equipment they're going to be bringing as well because they're all my colleagues. They work for the same company. I'm just I'm the air traffic controller. I don't work for anybody else.
Yep.
Um so, you know, I'll turn up and I'll be like, okay, this is what needs to be done. I know it's a long gas connection, so they're going to need to have a truck on that side of the road and an excavator in front of the truck. They're going to need to have something parked on this side of the road, and they're going to need to have a tipper there. Over here, we're going to need to take out the footpath
Do
for
you use
pedestrians and everything.
TMAs or anything on your sites? Have you ever had to use TMAs or anything like that on your job sites, or it doesn't really happen much in Sydney because it's so congested type stuff?
Oh no, no. See, I personally have used TMAs in the past,
Yep.
um, but for this exact company, no, we don't have TMAs.
Yeah.
But for other companies, like say I've worked on a project up on the Northern Road in Penrith. Now, you probably don't know the layout of Sydney too well, but the Northern Road goes over the M4 motorway. So a lot of the work we were doing was night work on the M4. And yes, we would need to have at least two TMAs parked in the dead lane if it was just one lane closure.
Mm.
So when it got to the pointy end of the project and they were actually closing off the entire bridge, they were parking a TMA in each lane, gradually closing down the M4 and pushing people over onto the exit ramp. So I have a fair amount of experience with them.
Yeah. No, they're always handy when it comes into jobs like that. I see a few jobs that are getting done over here at the moment in Perth along the
Mm,
freeways.
mm.
And you sit there going, "Where the hell is the TMA? Like, what are you doing?" Like, you just sit there and
Yeah.
yeah, you're taking your life at hand, and
Mm,
it's all
mm.
cost cutting. It's the same with civil jobs. Like, they're still using the JCB water cart, knowing full
Yeah,
well the
yeah.
fucking thing breaks down all the time. It's constantly in the mechanic's hands because you can't get a full week out of it without it breaking something. Whether it's
Uh,
dropping revs, whether it's not
mm,
spitting
mm.
water, whether it's burst another hose. And you sit there and you wonder sometimes, like, why would you bother cutting corners and being so cost effective when it's going to cost you more in the long run when something goes wrong? And in terms of traffic control, when it goes wrong, you're playing with somebody's life. So are
Exactly.
you willing to take that risk to go to prison because you think it won't happen to you?
I personally am not. I can proudly
Yes.
say that I've never had an accident on one of my job sites. Um, Actually, I kind of have, but it wasn't something that was caused by us or because of us in any way. Um, I've got a pretty sterling safety record, and I'd like to keep it that way. Uh,
100%.
it's not something I wish to see ever happen. I will push us along though, just quickly, and we can come back to that if you like. There are two more stories that people have told, and they're not
Oh,
that
here we
bad.
go.
Okay, so Daniel has said in between West Wyalong and Forbes, which is here in New South Wales, and you know what Forbes is? Forbes
Uh,
is Forbes
Forbes,
is
I've never heard
where
of.
have you ever heard of the movie The Dish?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's Forbes or Parks, one of those two towns out there is host to a deep space telecommunications satellite dish.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So anyway, this what I just told you then pertains to this story. Between West Wyalong and Forbes, in between 2 and 3 a.m., the radios would play up, and then there was the sound of a shopping trolley coming over the radio. So that sort of scratching, rattling sound
What? Yeah, right.
from 2 to 3 a.m. So I'm guessing it went for nearly the full hour. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
It would have been like 2:30 to 3 a.m. or something. So I actually responded to this guy. I said, "What, the sound of a shopping trolley? You're going to have to be a bit more specific." He said, "More than once, and not the only one that heard it either." So obviously more people heard it. So I said, "Ooh, that's chilling." It's creepy on two levels. Either shopping trolley guy was real and stalking around the work site in the shadows, or it was a spirit. Creepy either way. This was before I'd actually paid attention to what his comments said. The shopping trolley sound was coming over the radios. And
Ha-
if that's some sort of glitched out deep space communication shit, fuck that. That's
yeah,
aliens right
nah,
there.
that's, yeah, 100%. Like, how do you tune in to trolleys clashing? Like, it just, yeah, nah, that's freaky.
There's some alien pushing a shopping trolley around in their version of Woolies, and he's like, "Listen here, humans, we also have trolleys with bung wheels."
Now, but hang on, do they have the baby seat?
What's more important is, does the baby seat still have its straps and some junkie hasn't just ripped them off?
Yeah, 100%. You ever go to the shop and notice that the straps are missing off the baby chair? Yeah, you know some junkies just lifted those for their next hit.
Either that, or they're like pulled out to as far as they could possibly extend to, and you've got to sit there for like 20 minutes feeding the bloody thing back in through that tiny little clip thing, trying to get it back to your child's size. Like, honestly, what kind of fat ass baby are you having that's going to need that much room in the strap?
100%. It's there, it's meant to be there for a safety thing, not there for, oh yeah, let's just fucking tie them into it type shit. Like, fuck, come on, people.
So the last story for the night. Ron has said, my partner is a traffic controller. She was at Bogentungan. Please tell me I'm pronouncing that right. Bogentungan, working on a bridge, and heard kids playing in the water under the bridge. So she called. She called to the other TC, and the other TC could hear it too. Road Tech said that they were under the bridge and couldn't hear anything, and there were no kids there. She found out later that a train had crashed there and the children on board had died. She swears the kids weren't sad and that they both heard kids laughing and playing.
That is insane.
It's insane. Like,
Oh, you got to be so tuned into that paranormal to, and I think it's very selective. I don't think everyone gets to experience it. I think it's those who have a
mm, mm.
genuine belief of the paranormal. Sorry, give me a sec.
No, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. So
that have a genuine belief of the paranormal, and then that's how they're tuning into these situations when they're on site. It is, it freaks you out.
mm,
But at the same time, you don't wanna look like an idiot and try and talk back to them and try and have a conversation either. But how
it's
cool would it be if they got a response?
It's especially not children. I mean, if you kind of hear children playing, no matter where you are at work, just leave them alone. Stay away from them.
Yeah, yeah, do not approach, do not conversate, and, stay clear.
I mean, if it just happens to be that the children were actually there and you're some creep just making your presence known in some way, you're on a list now, pal.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Speaking of, the list, and I'll end it on somewhat of a positive note, I guess.
All right.
We are soon. soon to
Hmm?
have baby boy Logan. So
Congratulations, Swagman.
yeah, we're looking mid-May, early June, June 6th.
Yep, yep.
So we're just waiting now from the doctor to see when we can get booked in for the C-section,
Mm,
or
mm.
whether they're going to say, no, your levels are now back to normal. You can go natural. But I do think it's going to be a C-section situation. So we're waiting to find out where we are going to be put on the list and what's sort of going to be happening. Yeah, so
That
positive note, everything's going well so far. And yeah,
that is some really fantastic news. Like I've been following your pregnancy journey through all your social media stuff.
yes,
Um,
meet the Michaels on TikTok.
meet meet the Michaels. That's Michals.
That's the one.
Because it's just like everything else in Swagman's life. Even his last name is spelt weird.
Yes, it is. I've always questioned that. Funny story, it's actually Macau, but I gave up trying to tell people that it's Macau, and I go with Michael now. And I just go, yeah, it's Michael. I just don't wish to correct people anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And some doctors get it, some chemists get it. But then, yeah, you still get 90% of people that still go, Corey Michael. It's like, yeah, close enough.
And that was probably after about 10 minutes of deliberating over which name to call you as well.
Yeah, yeah, you get some other bloke in there and they go, Mr. Michael, and you get three people standing up and like, sit down, you fuckers.
That's
uh,
it. Well,
Alrighty.
yeah. Once again, congratulations to you and the missus. I know it's not very far off. It seems like even for me, the time has just flown by.
Yes, it has actually been a pretty good episode this week. And we actually managed to get a full hour in, which is
Not
great.
not the episode. I'm talking about you and your missus' pregnancy.
Oh, yeah, that's always great.
The time's just
Yes,
flown by. But yes, the episode
yes.
has been really good this week and it's been quite active.
Uh,
I've really
the
been enjoying
hormones are
getting
great to deal with. Uh,
you just keep telling yourself that that's the mentality to have, all right?
yes,
Just
yes.
smile and bear it.
Yeah,
But
and when we're in the birthing room, I'm going to play that song called "Push It." uh,
all right.
funny. Got the
Well,
missus in the background. Yeah.
all right,
Alrighty,
well,
mate.
I shall
I
leave you to
shall
your dinner.
see you on another week.
All right.
We'll see this uploaded Tuesday. Take it easy,
All right.
guys. We'll see
Then
you next week.
thank you for listening. This has been in the zone.